Welcome guests. I'll give a few moments for everybody to pop in, but I'm going to have to keep these scopes brief and to the point. As per the title, I'm now at the Jireh Eco Park, and here we go. This is the attraction location here at the Temple Hall Estate Great House in St. Andrew. So we're about 30 minutes, roughly 25-30 minutes. I'll just show you, this is the main road leading into the property here. So as you can see, very good road, nothing crazy, and pretty much running end to end of the property, which continues way up the road and around the curve. So right now you're getting the long view. This is the hill behind the property, which is about perhaps I guess a good 400-500 feet high, and this is the main entrance to the property. Now I'm just going to remind you guys, this is a diamond in the rough. The plan is to fully develop this place, but I'm just going to give you the broad sweep of it. So it extends all the way over, off into the distance in all the directions I'm pointing here, and beyond the hills behind. So this is just the front end of the property. Now, looks can be deceiving. Unless you're here seeing it in 3D, you have no idea just as to the vast scale of this place. It's about 200 acres, again, going in all directions. And it was partially developed as a fun park thus far. And you'll see the owner, proprietor Mr. Bromfield, is there doing some work. And we're here waiting on our invited guests to arrive. I got here about an hour early already, so we've been doing a little bit of work and taking photographs and whatnot. And I'm just going to give you a quick walking tour until everybody arrives. So, as I've said, it's a diamond in the rough, but it's all the land we'd need to set up on. Now, what he's done, this water here, this is an artificial lake that has to be fully cleaned up and reorganized, but the idea would be for a lazy river winding from the back, coming around through and beyond. So it's hard to tell, but it goes way off into the distance there. There again is Mr. Bromfield. Hello everybody. So I'm just showing you again, this is just the rough property that we'll be starting with. And there's an island of Jamaica somewhere out there, a piece of the land that's designed in the shape of Jamaica, somewhere way out there, that has the water going around it. So this is all redirected water from the river, which we'll take a look at, which is in the back of the property, way back there. All right, so let's take a little walk here. Now I'll just show you some of the attractions you see here used to be in New Kingston. So he bought them out, Mr. Bromfield, and brought them here so that they could be used for the children. Because initially the original idea was for this to be a kiddie park. But he's needed funding to get the whole thing set up to the fullest. So this is his best attempts right now to get it going. Now, here we have something that I've never seen in Jamaica, a motion theater. See, he imported a lot of these items, these attractions here that we can make use of. This is, the one that lifts up in the air and gives you like simulated rides. And I'd love to use that for some of the science attractions that we want to have for the kids and STEM-related material. So we could imagine, flying through the solar system inside this device with the full motion effects. Not in Jamaica, nowhere has this, only here. As you can see here, he has all the typical stuff. The merry-go-round. I forgot what they call this. I think tilt-a-whirl or tilt-a-wheel. Oh, the scrambler, right, that's the scrambler. And beyond, some other rides as well, and a choo-choo train. But this, again, was for the basic setup of this park as a kiddie fun place. But we want to go much further than that with full funding and development. So let's head on inside. Now, as you can see behind are the hills here. And it's very big. I don't think it translates fully through the scope, but it's quite large arrangement of hills. And before we head over that side, I'll just give you a quick throwback here to the fun park. So this is the fun park, and there's a bit of a water park there. Here we go. And so you can see a little bit of a ride. There we go. Get out the island. Not sure what you're referring to there, brother. Anyway, leave you alone for now. Maybe you're confused. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is just the entry part. So the majority of the property goes way back and beyond. And I'm just going to take a quick walk over to show you the Great House. Now, is the signal and the quality good? As I can't tell from here. So if you can, let me know if the signal quality and the image are good. And if you're hearing my audio good. A thumbs up on that, and I will continue. Because I don't have to restart the scope, and the signal here may not be that strong, even though ironically we're in between two cell towers. If you see in the distance, there's a cell tower right there. That's for cellular service, though I'm not sure if it's for the service I'm using. We're not talking about Chinese today. This is a very specific scope we're setting up, and the plan is to set up Camp Wakanda here on the Jireh Eco Park Temple Hall estate. Now, this is the Great House, the former slave master's house. It's been extended, and they're doing some work on it. But I'll give you this. All of this has been captured in prior scopes. So today we're just going to do a quick tour because I'm waiting on invited guests from the scouting community to take a look. This again is the Great House that sits on the property. This is going to be renovated fully as a ecotourism site. So, you know, there's a lot of history here. This building goes back to the slavery days, and some of the original material is still here for that building. As you can see in the background, there's an intact aqueduct that predates the United States. So that aqueduct has been standing there since the Spanish, not even the English, but the Spanish were in Jamaica. And it's quite large. Again, if you guys go to my YouTube link, you'll see the link to the video where I, document this more extensively. And here again is the Great House. Of course, Jamaica being what it is, the idiots in the local neighborhood set fire to this building. So as you can see, it's gutted. But the foundational structure is still there, and it's quite strong. As a matter of fact, the walls, you can't burn concrete, and the walls are extremely thick and wide. And I'll just give you a quick example of that. Now, are you seeing the audio and video clear? I just want to check on that, ladies and gentlemen. Is the audio and the video clear? So here it is, the original stonework. And you can see how neat this is. Actual marble. These walls are crazy thick, as you see right there. About maybe 3 to 4 feet thick. So all the walls are as broad as this right here. From there to the end, that's the actual depth of the walls in this property. And some of the original wood flooring is still in here. And a bunch of bumper cars. Mr. Bromfield bought out a lot of the equipment that was still left over in New Kingston from a fun park there. So these are all here waiting to be fixed up and put back into service. So you can see more of this structure. And again, this goes back to slavery days. A lot of it has been updated, of course, through the years, but the original foundation and walls are still intact. And this will be developed in the future. All right, I seem to understand what we're here about. So here we are, guys. I'm just going to take a step out and apologize for any of the nonsense going on in the scope. There we go. Block user there. All right. As we're about positive, forward-looking action here. And I'm here to meet with representatives from the Scouts Association of Jamaica and the Astronomy Association to help develop this property and to sign off on this, so that we can start looking to get funding and support to develop the whole project here for building Camp Wakanda. Now, again, the hills and the land mass behind it. Now, again, deceiving to the eye, there's hundreds of acres behind us. Dozens and dozens of acres. It's just hard to see that from the perspective I'm at. If I could perhaps fly a drone, and I may try to do that, we'll see. And also, I'm just seeing now another cellular tower. Either this is cell or radio. Now, actually, no, it is cellular. I see the cellular antennas on it. There. And we'll take a walk. I just hope the overgrowth isn't too heavy. There we are. The Great House that's going to be developed. Again, all this place needs is funding. funding, and we're good to go. The land is adequate. It's got a river in the back, and the former slave drivers' quarters are over here. So the great house right there, and the former slave driver, his quarters are here. And this will be the area where we're going to have the changing rooms, which are already set up in there, as well as, yes, it's a very big property. Again, you guys have to catch the videos I did before. They're all either in Periscope, and I did one in good quality on YouTube, and you'll see. And just to show you how enterprising this man is, he put up a little putting green here for the kids. But again, the property needs some money. You know, all of the necessaries are here, even a little skate park. If you can see these undulating sections right here. But this is the former slave drivers' quarters. Some of it built on, some of it original. That will serve to be the bathroom facilities and kitchen facilities, etc. And we can have the kids housed inside of here for activities. Once all of this brush is cleared away and the land leveled, neatened up, and again it goes off way off into the distance, as you can see there. So here we are inside, and this is the former slave drivers' quarters. Now in here we can set up, and I'll try and get in the corner. It's got a reasonably high roof. So this roof was added on it, and it's pretty open. There are changing rooms up there. And this wall you're seeing is part of the original wall. So all of this stone structure is from way back when slavery was in full effect. And I can show you literally here. I'm reaching out and touching history. So more than likely slaves built all of this back in the day. And just to show you inside, it's a little dark in here, but you see the showers in here and changing rooms. So you can have lockers, I guess benches and stuff can be put in here. So again, just needs a little bit of funding to be set up fully. So I'm envisioning in here would be a nice covered area to have lunch for the kids during the day. So they can come in here to do meetings, to show movies, sort of like a little movie hall. And I forgot there's a go-kart track here, by the way. So a lot of fun things for the kids to participate in and enjoy. So here again, little area here, little dungeon down here. Yes, this would be probably where they keep the kitchen facilities to cook, prepare meals, and then bring them out to be served in the main hall over there. So a nice usable space in here that with a little bit of funding could be set up real nice, air conditioned even, close off the windows, seal up the openings. So if it gets particularly hot, the kids can come in here and cool off. All right. Now, I'll try to go and hit up the rest of the property. I'm still waiting on my invited guests. Yes, sort of a lunchroom auditorium facility. And I'm thinking too, on the roof of it, and let's go up there, we can set up a little bit of a, semi-observatory, if you will. So we bring our telescopes up here. Hey, how are you doing? All right. And again, I'm repeating a lot of what's been already captured. I just figured I'd kill some time. And actually, this is a good perspective up here to give you sort of a lay of the land. You see a big open space up here. This could even be brought up to a second or third story. But the idea would be to create on this property the equivalent of Wakanda. Put up some structures here. I didn't want to put up a GoFundMe until I was sure that all the money would be properly allocated. I need to see the way clear through to success before I'm going to take even a single penny from any one of you towards this project. This is not for me, this is for the children. I want to be absolutely clear about that. Here's a pool. So setting up there's a swimming pool here, pretty large one. And it's set up in the infinity pool style. So once it's filled with water, a part of it actually overhangs the land here. Here's another piece of the river that's been redirected onto the property. And like I said, we're only up to the river, which is only half of the land The rest goes all the way back. And this is pretty much pristine jungle, untouched by humans from beyond slavery days, I think. I guess slavery was the last time this property was in full effect. And it was a sight to see. It was so beautiful. The Prime Minister of Jamaica married his second wife here, one of the prime ministers back in the late 60s, early 70s. Michael, was it, or maybe late, mid 70s probably, Michael Manley. But the property has fallen again because it was mismanaged, or no, I should not say mismanaged, but underutilized by the prior owner. And now Mr. Bromfield has purchased it with the explicit purpose of, having the boys of Jamaica benefit from this. That's why he went and spent his money to get all the rides in the front there, as you've seen. And, and by luck, and let me tell you how I met him. For those of you who don't know the story, it's quite amazing. I have been I started with the Scouts in 2014, and I was a Scout in Jamaica back in the 80s. I joined the Scouts in the United States. I saw they weren't, exciting the kids with the program because it seemed very dated. So I decided to join and become a leader and bring some Jamaican flavoring to the activities that they were doing, and also to infuse STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, into the program there. They loved it so much at Boy Scouts of America in New York that they tried to recruit me to work at their at a camp named Camp Alpine in New Jersey that is pretty much a big donor who gave a whole lot of land and money and built a wonderful purpose-built site for scouting, for Cub Scouts, very close to New York City, so that it's just over the Hudson Bridge, so that anyone who wanted to do stuff for Scouts had a ready-made place to go to with everything needed to earn the patches, to do whatever, right? So I saw that and I said, wow, it'd be great if Jamaica had something like this. And that was always in the back of my head. Anyway, came to Jamaica, was driving with my mother, was passing by chance the Scout Association headquarters, and decided on a whim to tell my mom to say, hey, you know what, Mom, can we take a few minutes out of our time to just pop in here and let me ask some questions to find out how scouting is doing in Jamaica. And by luck, again, most of the senior leadership was there. So it was myself and my mom on one side of the table, the senior leadership on the other. And we were talking and, going through the details of how scouting was doing, because I was questioning them. And I heard a tale of woe, of, falling membership, of, difficulty getting funding, because it's completely volunteer organization in Jamaica. So really there's not much money in it. And so I decided then and there to try and help them, and to really put in a strong effort. And I was invited to spend some time at the 2014 camp to see just how scouting was being conducted in Jamaica, because I had no idea. I knew how the USA ran the program, but I had no idea of how they were running the program in Jamaica. So, I spent time at the camp and I was transformed. And, upon exiting the camp, I was possessed to say, what, I got to really dedicate my life to helping the kids here, get something solid that they can benefit from. Because really Jamaica has nothing for children, really not much, by way of, a purpose-built site that they can have fun, but also learn, important skills and, training. So I asked them what was their number one problem, and everybody pretty much said that a lack of a permanent site was a major obstacle. So yes, man, Camp Wakanda is happening. No doubt about it. So what I did was I said, okay, great. There's something to focus on, my energies on, to really make an impact, because when you build structures like this, it means that, the world can come and visit. It means it will go through thick and thin times, because the camps they do now are constructed very quickly and then torn down at the end of camp. And there's nothing left. So it's really put a hamstring on the development of scouting as a whole, and of, kids having the opportunities to reconnect with nature, because everybody's got cell phones and, are out in the wild and, not out in the wild, sorry, but in their homes, locked away and not connecting back with nature. As you can see, this place is as wild as could be. As I'm telling you, your eyes are deceiving you. It's much bigger than you see here. And if you go back in my scope history, you see the tour I did of here to get some idea just of how huge this place is. Even the owner hasn't touched most of it. It's just inaccessible. Some of these hills are like, as you can see, as dense as could be. This is solid growth right here in the background. So what we're going to do is I'm trying to get the Astronomy Association, the Physics Department of the University of the West Indies, the government science offices, and anyone, the universities, you name it, with any kind of connection to agriculture or STEM to be a part of this overall project to set up Camp Wakanda. I'll talk in more detail once I get to the, once I get back to base, and I'll sit and answer questions you may have, because really I want to focus the scope on what we're doing here today. And I'm waiting on my invited guest. All right, so I'm going to join Mr. Bromfield, and let's see if our guests have arrived. I left my car in the front, so they should know I'm here. And I just saw some people walking up, so hopefully this is them. It should be Mr. Yes, it is. All right, Mr. Russell's here. Great, so if battery holds, I'll see if I can keep going or restart the scope. But yes, I'm glad they were pretty much on time, so that's a relief, because I'm trying to piece together the best people in scouting in Jamaica to help with this project. So it seems I've chosen well. All right. There they are. Great. All right. Mr. Russell, hi. I started the scope. I just was taking people on a tour. Great.
Right now?
Yes. Just doing a quick stop. Karen called to say she forgot that they were having the region district camp, so she wouldn't be able to make it. Yeah. Hi, how are you? All right, say, man. Oh, sorry. Got to get the right hand. Tangle up. All right. So I'm doing a live broadcast. As I don't know if did you mention to them anything about what we're doing? Okay. All right. We're trying to get international support to help fund the building of Camp Wakanda. So I'm making sure that people are at least at some part, journeying with us along this path, so they can see we're not playing around. There's no joke thing. We're deadly serious. And we want to do this, in an efficient way and as quickly as possible, with 2019 coming up and the Cobbery, because if we can get a fair amount of it done by Cobbery time, they'll be able to come here. And that will give a big publicity push overall for the, the project. So, all right. So, I'll let you take it over, Mr. Bromfield. And okay, of course, you guys know Mr. Bromfield from the videos before.
Kevin is
yeah, so, all right.
About 10 minutes away.
He's 10 minutes away? Okay. All right. So, all right. Okay, guys, so we're waiting on one more participant. He's on his way. And you've any questions you want to ask now, you can ask before we begin the tour. And I'm not going to scope everything, but I'll just scope some of it until we get started, because it's probably going to take a while. Like I said, it's a big piece of property. So you may see me jump in and out of the scopes again and again just to, get that going. But at least, some of the participants are here, and we're waiting on one more person. And once he comes through, then we'll get started on the overall tour of the property. So if you guys had any questions, let me know. And otherwise, I'll probably end the scope for now until we start on our tour of the property, and that will be part 2. And then perhaps part 3, which will be the close-up discussion on what we're hoping to do and how we're going to achieve it in collaboration with the Scouts of Jamaica. So, all right. Anyway, a couple of days later, I came home tired. And I was heading into my house when one of the students I rent apartments to came out and told me that there was a gentleman who has burst a pipe and needed help straight across the street. And I thought it was, my neighbor. And truly, I was feeling tired. I wasn't necessarily up for it. But it was my scout training that kicked in. And it says, do a good turn daily. So I said, all right, well, let me go do the good turn. I picked up my equipment, headed over there, and saw Mr. Bromfield behind me struggling with the pipe. I decided to start working on the pipe and helped him. We solved it. It was quite a battle along with his nephew. But once we got that fixed, I, finished, packed up all my equipment, and something told me, say something to this man. Mention to him why you're in Jamaica. So I said to Mr. Bromfield, wow, it's lucky, you caught me, because I literally, just was, here to help, bridge this program, because I really at that time wanted to bridge the Boy Scouts of America with the Boy Scouts of Jamaica, both of which have, pluses and minuses, but the amalgamation of the two I realized would be even more powerful. So the gentleman, Mr. Bromfield, he is wearing his glasses. He dropped his glasses. He looked at me and he said, "My God, son, I have been seeking a way to help the boys of Jamaica, and I have 100 plus acres in the hills, which is this acreage you're seeing behind me now, that he wants to dedicate to the Scouts of Jamaica." What are the odds of that? I literally, when I went home, had to look up the odds of getting struck by lightning. And I found out they're about 3,000 to 1 odds of you being struck by lightning. For me to meet the man who has exactly what we need, whose mind is in line with actually executing on this project for the kids of Jamaica, is 1 in 3 million. 1 in 3 million. That I would happen to run into the right. And just think of all the odds I beat, because had I not said anything, had I not extended the help as a good scout, this would not be. This property would have been here and we'd have had no idea. So there have been many other coincidences after that that have just been amazing, but this just goes to show you, this project is blessed for certain. So the only thing we need really right now is funding and sign off from the Scouts. So as you can see, I brought the leadership, some of them of the Scouts here. Other leaders have been here before. This is another team. And after this, we should be going towards signing an MOU, a memorandum of understanding, to allow for us to begin the work of setting this property up as Camp Wakanda. And this is why I've refused to put up or do anything with GoFundMe until I know that there's sign off all the way, because I'm not taking any money from anyone. I keep reminding everybody, this is about the children of Jamaica. This is not about me. And by extension, the children of the world, because I'm looking now to push scouting tourism, you understand? So that people can bring groups of scouts here to have a wonderful time, to spend time in nature, to really be exposed. And we'll talk more about the details later, because like I said, there's a lot to this that I can't explain right now. Just don't have the time. But I'll give a full Q&A very soon, maybe this Sunday. You guys can get the full details of just exactly what we're trying to pursue here, okay? As you can see, this is no bullshit. It's as real as can be. This is the property. Big. They couldn't want for more than this. And I really, the Wakanda part came afterwards, because once I saw the portrayal of Afro Futurism and technology married into one, that's when I realized, wow, this really has a lot of legs. And we have the opportunity here to take this to the fullest level, because all really is needed is the land and the funding. And we have the land already. This is signed, sealed, delivered. Once we draft the ideas, come up with the proposals, make the necessary partnerships, and start building, you will never believe what this place is going to be. Completely transformed. And again, it would be Jamaica's first science museum too, because we want to put a science museum here. Jamaica doesn't have it. As a matter of fact, I don't think there's a science museum in Trinidad, Barbados, Cayman Islands, nowhere. So this might even be the first proper science museum in the region, short of Florida, which is obviously in the United States, that would serve the needs of these children. Because as you guys know, I'm pushing the idea of full acceptance of artificial intelligence. We cannot avoid AI and its intrusion in our lives, but we need to be prepared for that. We need to prepare these kids for a future that is far more inclusive of science and technology. And that is only going to happen if we catch them when they're young. They have to be very exposed at early ages to high science technology. So on the property here, we'll have computing center. We'll have the opportunity to train kids in artificial intelligence programming, in mechanics, all these various STEM-related fields that are not easily taken by machines. The old type, typical, manual labor is gone. The agricultural stuff is going to be gone. There are robots that can pick fruit now, so all of that simple manual, which was a waste of human life anyway. In truth, the greater benefit is for humans to do those unique things to human nature, and to let the robots and the AI and the machines handle the simple stuff, and then take the wealth generated by those machines and robots, and then distribute it to everybody through universal basic income. Look that up, UBI. Or what's also called unconditional basic income, which says if your company automates fully, the additional profits are taxed more heavily, and that money is taken and redistributed to every single human being, irrespective of class, status, sex, gender, whatever. Okay? So this will require a partnership with the education. Yes, and we were working with the Ministry of Education. So yes, there's government involvement in this as well. But, you know, the important pieces are the Scout organization, because I want to do this under the auspices of the Scouts. It's a world-established body. The goals are clear. You know, they are now focused on STEM, because when I started STEM in the United States, that wasn't a focus area in Scouting. It became that towards when I left. I'd like to think I had something to do with that, but who knows? But, you know, suffice it to say, the writing was on the wall. Boy Scouts of America recognized that, and they did that. Now, I'm going to make the point, too, that we're open to girls. This is not just about the boys. Scouting as a whole has opened up to girls, too, because we need to, you know, join the sexes, not separate them. In those countries where boys and girls are separated, you can see it just goes terrible. You know, they don't understand each other. The boys objectify the girls, and then you get all sorts of horrible outcomes, a la India, Saudi Arabia, you name it. So we want to have much more healthy, you know, interactions between boys and girls, and exposure to the same types of subjects. You know, we don't want to corral girls into a certain channel and boys into others when their interests may lie otherwise, you know, in other places. So, you know, we need a much more open, freer future. We need a STEM-focused future. We need to accept AI fully and let it do what it does fully and completely, you know, of course, with cautions, but it will free us from the drudgery of meaningless work and allow for, you know, greater wealth to be distributed to everyone. So that will solve a lot of crimes, terrorism, overall, you know, suicide and hate in general and so on. People will be happier. You know, they'll feel more comfortable. They won't be worrying about the basics like a roof over their head, you know, where to, you know, get medical attention if you need it, you know, education attainment if, you know, you don't have it. That shouldn't be an issue where any of those are in short supply simply because we create some artificial system of, you know, reward and punishment, right? And not everybody has a fair start. So, you know, it's already, the game is, you know, tilted towards certain groups and certain nationalities and races. And, you know, the world is not going to be a happy place until those things are rectified. And we're seeing this now more and more every day. So, guys, like I said, and I'd appreciate your support. And I'm going to, let me see, I'll keep rolling as long as I have battery here. And I'm going to rejoin. I'm not going on the tour right now with them because I'm already familiar with the property, and a lot of it's on the video for you guys to catch. Again, this is for this team to really get a sense of it. What I will scope is some of the bushier areas, because this, again, is going to be, look at it now, because when it's developed, this is going to be a fancy boutique hotel. Again, the location, the history, this building, parts of it predate the United States, predates the British in Jamaica. On this property is where coffee first arrived in Jamaica. So if you enjoy Blue Mountain coffee, well, this is where it landed. Here is also the place that Jose Marti came when he was raising money for the Cuban Revolution. And he landed in Jamaica. And this is commemorated in stamps in Cuba, if I'm remembering correctly, the fact that this happened. So this is actually a national heritage site here. What would be the focus of AI? AI will take over all of the work that it can. The idea is that we cannot compete with machines, and we shouldn't. What we should do is harness that power for our collective benefit. And I'll talk more on AI in a separate scope, because I really want everyone to understand what this means for the future. Think Star Trek, if you will, you know, where humans now are not focused so much on personal enrichment, but on the collective development of the human race as a whole. You understand? So it's really a change of the mindset towards what work means, what a career is, you know, how we relate to each other. You know, poverty is a crime. Poverty is a man-made situation. There's enough wealth in the world that people don't have to starve. You know, this is a situation we allow to happen. And one of the reasons I got involved with this project is because I'm not happy if I know my brothers and sisters aren't happy. If I know some child out there is suffering for lack of food, for lack of opportunity, you know, I can't sit back in a mansion with great wealth and relax totally, not knowing that I could do something to stop that or solve that problem, and I didn't. For some people, that's okay, not me, and I'm sure there are a lot of other people who think the same way. And we're smart people. We, you know, collectively, we can do better, I think, if we apply the same brains that we have, right, towards solving these grand problems of the human race. So this is why, again, I welcome you guys to, you know, witness this process, this development here. I've been following it since the very first I started it. So there's a whole history of videos on Periscope attesting to every success, every failure, every step along the way, that if we do fully realize a Camp Wakanda here, that it will really resonate with the history captured live on digital media. You spoke to me from Canada, sir, a month ago about before I started the project. Oh, okay. Yes, quite a few people have reached out. I've saved everybody's information because, like I said, I don't want to involve you guys in any waste of your time. Like I said, I'm glad this team is here. I brought a team before. We are expecting things to happen. Nothing happened. So I have gone back again, dug in deeper with the Boy Scouts of Jamaica to come up with more people who hopefully will be participating at a full level, because I need to get that sign off before I do any GoFundMe type work. Scouts are invaluable to this process. They're not the only way. It's the plan A. I do have a plan B, but I'd much rather work with what exists, because many of the people I've dealt with who are not involved with the Scouts were reluctant to get involved with the Scouts for various reasons. And I insisted on them doing this, because what you guys have to understand, kids who join the Scouts are a special type of kids, or the special type of mentality. Scouting is like a sieve. So the kids who want to be the gangsters, the kids who want to do things the hard way and, be difficult and problematic are not the kids who join Scouts. The kids who join the Scouting organization are the ones who are looking for better, who are good-natured, good-hearted. They want structure and discipline in their lives. And this is their one way, an adventure, and an opportunity to experience new things. All of the things kids should naturally, reach for, is really a part of what Scouting is. And anyone who's a Scout, a lot of the major people you respect in the world were once Scouts, right? Scouting is just that type of an organization that once it touches you, it leaves something with you. And there are various areas for this. And one of the big ways I want to focus Scouting in Jamaica is on disaster recovery, because we are going to get hit by an earthquake or a hurricane. There's no question. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And if the Scouts are fully trained in survival techniques, so we bring them here to Camp Wakanda, teach them how to make, survival shelters, how to purify water, how to treat wounds and so on. When we do get that inevitable, destruction from a terrible earthquake or hurricane, we will have a cadre of trained young men and women out there who already know what to do right there in their local communities and can lead the way to save people's lives between the destruction and the aftermath of the destruction and the rescue, right? There's that period between destruction and rescue in which, most lives are lost, right? Your name is Morris, Wicked Education. Oh, great. Well, sir, send me your information. If you guys want, please DM me on Twitter or leave your information in the scope. I do review all my scopes. So I take screenshots of the names of anybody who's willing to help in any way. It can be as simple as giving a few dollars, or if you're coming to Jamaica, or if you'd like to come to Jamaica and assist, that would be great. Be a part of this. We really should. If we can't do it in our own personal sphere of influence in the world, reach out and help people who are trying to do it anywhere in the world. Yes, we're not in the United States or Europe, but if we can succeed here with all the challenges of the third world, this becomes a beacon, an example that can be replicated throughout Africa, South America, and other third world countries. Girl Scouting was a big part of your life. Everyone says this. Their experience with the Scouts is always a big deal. And so this is one of the reasons why I've really pushed for, great involvement overall with adults in Scouting. Don't just sit there. If you haven't, enroll your child today if they're of Scouting or guiding age, and join with them as leaders. Spend time with your children. I did no less with my son. It actually brought me back into fitness, because when I realized I was getting unfit, living that corporate life, was when I had to do Scouting activities with my son and with the kids and really get involved, not just standing on the side. And that's when I really discovered how difficult it was. Oh, I say, hey, Sarah, we're back here. He's here, Sorry, our last invited guest is here, so. Okay, Girl Guides. We've learned such different things down in Canada. Right, and that's the thing. We want to invite Scouts of the world here to participate. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Thank you. To make sure I do the right hand, the left hand, which is the right hand for Scouts. Hey, how are you? All right. So if you could do just a quick intro of who you are, what you're doing with Scouting.
So I'm Kevin Richards. I'm District Commissioner for Western Kingston, Western St. Andrew District. I'm also the Director of the Youth Network and a part of the National Training Team.
Great. Yep.
Cassandra Richards, Assistant District Commissioner for Western Kingston and Western St. Andrew, responsible for administration, and I'm also a part of the national training team.
Great, great, thanks. All right, so let's get started. They got a little bit of a tour of the Great House over there. Yeah.
Tour of a start over. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But I can tell you about the great house.
Good day, good day, good day.
All right.
What's up?
All right. So, training commissioner and other senior leaders. So, if you could just introduce yourself. This is Charles, the property owner, and
Mr. Charles Ward.
No. Yes, I was giving these guys a tour and history of the history of the group. Swing like Sergeant. Come hide in cover up here. Last time you saw it up.
so wait, if the man don't find his cow again, what him say? He can no one to blame, right? If the cow gone, mine. There's free hamburgers in the future, you know what? Just have a nice year for rope them off. Free hamburger, man.
You guys could put some small zip line too.
Yeah,
For the scouting.
yeah.
You can have also a deck and zip line from section to section.
Through there or around here? Is around here?
Everything here is down here. So you go across the street. Probably over that.
Where are the trackers? You have to track the path.
We come back that way.
All right. Yeah, maybe sit down. You good?
Yeah.
Come.
You see it here?
Now where you?
Huh? No river is down that way.
Is that McCarthy where you're going? You didn't walk this time?
No, well put it this
Yeah, man. It looks so. Wait, so the wait. The tracker get lost. What is? Well, you know what I said, Charles? Maybe that's project number one, you know, to clear some solid trails and to maybe, you know, lay something in the path, gravel stone or something to permanently, yeah.
you have to put something.
What is all of the tick? Pass one and two. Pass out. Go over two.
Quite a few jobs. Well, once we go in that direction. Very good for walking barefoot, man.
That's what I was saying too. Oh.
Oh, play football. It's a walk, you know, I think when you're heading this way, you're heading back to the other campsite. I think it's probably back that way. And down this way.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me look and see if I can find.
Yeah, I think it is. Okay. Found it?
No.
Oh. I need some tracking skills. So we broke branches and push over bush. Yeah, I think it was this way. Let's see. You see it?
Right there, sir, right there, sir. Behind you.
Alright, okay.
Guava trees.
Yeah, you did, yes, that's right. Yeah, I see the trail now. I see the trail. Yeah, right here. So, going through.
Oh. Just don't step in
This,
the
yeah.
door. Don't step in the door. Don't step
Oh!
Oh, yes, no, see there? So they're going to use a big tree there as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, so one of the projects when I come is clear the
set a rare, a clear path. One more?
yeah, man, more at it.
Everybody have it.
You know if you take picture. You know if you take photo.
Man, might do like Barnaby, you know. Man, be posting.
Alright, so let me get you in there till Mr. Bromfield comes. And get a...
Sunday, you're good for the next 6 months.
Okay, we just left the river. I'll have to show you guys this on a later scope. I had to videotape it. There was no signal over there. And I'm probably going to lose this signal too. There's the aqueduct, and you're about to see the size of it. This thing is very old. Over 300 years or more. And here. I'm on the Jireh property. We're going to do Camp Wakanda. Like I said, this is probably going to freeze, so if the video freezes, I apologize. I'll try and restart it. Can't do any better right now, but right now we're going to go by the swimming pool. Hopefully signal will keep until we get there. This is a property we want to do Camp Wakanda. And you guys have missed some of the real hard bush. So we just came out to the hard woods and the jungle, the semi-jungle over there. And we're now heading over to where the swimming pool is. So let me hurry up and do that before the signal freezes so you can see that for yourselves. But this is going to be something that's right now getting set up with fresh water right from a spring. It's cleaner water than you can get in a bottle probably. It's as good as bottled water. And you'll see it here. Let me just hurry up and get there. Hopefully before the signal freezes, but there you go. So this is a gigantic swimming pool for the kids, complete with water slide. The area is being cleared right now and set up, so we're about to go take a little go-kart ride for fun. There are Mr. Bromfield and the team, so everybody's sufficiently impressed, and they're using the river water here, swimming water, to fill up this swimming. So this will be the swimming pool for the kids, and you can see on the far edge it's done infinity style. Yes, Bridget, this way. So here we are, and just to show you how clean this water is, here we are. I'm going to take a drink myself. This completely fresh water. Yep. Oh yeah, this is going to be the pool. How big was the pool, Mr. Bromfield?
165 by 45.
165 by 45. So there you go, 165 by 45, and here we are. Fresh water straight from the spring. This is cleaner than tap water. Wow.
It's working accurately.
There you go, Pete. And the water tastes delicious, I can tell you that. Wow. So just so you guys, let me get to a good angle on this. So there you have, the changing rooms would be over there. Right, there's the building. And then the kids will come over. This is, yes, this pool is as big as an Olympic size, bigger than actually, maybe, no, it's long, as long or longer than an Olympic size pool. And you can use the human beings standing on there. No, this has been here a while, but they've cleaned it up. They're bringing it back into action, and it's going to be fed by river water, so no chlorine. This is pure river water and spring water right now running through it. So it rains in the hill behind here, and the spring water is then brought, it's tapped in and pumped in to here. So I don't know if you can see, but there's a bigger pump over there filling this up now with pure spring water. And then the overflow is going to continue onto the property. There's a lazy river and such on the property here. So there it is. So yes, this is going to be all part of the Camp Wakanda experience once we get it set up. And I'm sorry you guys didn't see the bushes because the interior looks like Wakanda. But follow my next scope and I'll have that video live. Now that I'm using OBS, I can rebroadcast live feeds or recorded feeds at the same time, you know, together. So it's been a hell of a walk. So we've been in the bushes about maybe an hour, and I just came back out doing the tour of the property. So here we are. So guys, just a quick impact statement. What's your opinion of the property, sir? What do you think?
Good.
It's good?
Yes,
all right,
really
all right. And Mr. Russell, what do you think?
It's a real diamond in the rough.
All right.
Real diamond in the rough.
Good, good. All right, oops. So, all right, guys. If you don't mind, just a quick reflection on your impact, the impact of the property. So you didn't get to see over there, man, but what do you think? For scouting purposes?
Lovely campsite, ideal campsite. Can't wait to start use it,
All right.
develop it, and hopefully we'll be able to increase our numbers through our activities and
Yes.
all that this has to offer.
Yes.
Can't wait to have you a part of us. Missing out on scouting is nice.
That's right, guys. So don't forget, I'll be putting the scope on with the recorded feed later since I didn't get signal in the bush. So I'll have it edited and sorted so that you can watch and comment so you get an idea of where the campsites are going to be because they're well beyond here. So off into the bush back there is where the main campsites are going to be located. Sorry. Yeah. Google Map? Oh, Google Marker. Okay.
The property. You mean
Okay.
Jireh Park? Yeah. But Jireh Park is almost a mile long. I think you can get it. So where the campground and stuff.
Campgrounds. Oh, okay, back there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try and get a drone. So I do an overflight with a drone.
Oh yeah.
Will give a much better perspective on the layout of the property. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, you want to see inside of there. That would be a good area for the cubs and for changing and whatnot. Yeah. So take a look inside. But we're about to enter the structure where we're going to have the changing rooms, the bathroom facilities, and it's an area that can serve lunch for the kids. The cubs, the smaller cubs, who may not be able to handle the outdoors, can camp inside of here. So here we are, and this is part of the original, I think, slave driver's house. And I showed a little bit of this earlier in the scope. So you see inside here now? All right. Let's see. All right, so Chad, this is part of the original wall, correct?
This is part of the original. Some parts of it you'll find old-time molasses and limestone. That's why they have to seal it out like this.
Right. So this is the original molasses and limestone construction.
Inside.
On the inside, got it. That was there 300 years old, is that right?
This one is 200. The other house is over 300.
Oh, okay. Wow. And the changing rooms, guys, over here. So lockers in here. All right. So you can see again, little fixing up. Can come in, change off, get ready, go swim. Yeah.
Oh, this is a bathroom.
This is changing.
Changing room.
And these are the
Bathroom.
Right. And there's a matching section on the other side for the girls. All right. Oh, so sorry. This could be handicap here.
This part?
No, I didn't build the building, but I put on all these things. And I brought in the lockers from abroad. Yeah, one of the people from I think it's going about 150 lockers. Some in the ladies section and some in the building.
Yeah. Oh yeah, watch them, you know. Watch them. So the ladies section on the other side, and sit down here. You have an area to cook. So like if you could have the kids' tables lined up, and you can imagine they're having their meals or whatnot. And then the cooking done on this side down here. either on the opposite, behind this section, or maybe even, the refrigeration facilities down here, right? Out of the way. So food could either be prepped there, prepped here, served over there. All right, some troublesome kids, just lock them in there. Pick them up when you're done. And camp is over. Yeah. Like a dungeon zone. Yeah.
When we came in, all this was in bush. And there's some pool powers.
Right. So there you see, this is an excellent area for the kids to come and cool off, get their lunch, change off in the changing rooms for additional activities, or even indoor activities could be held in here. So, and the building can go up more than one story. So on this section with the slide roof, we leave this as is, but develop additional floors on the side to the left that can house science facilities, and at the very, very top put a telescope and an observatory for the STEM-related materials and programs. So there you have it. One last look. Back inside. And we're out. Now I'll show you the go-kart. I hear the go-kart revving. So I guess somebody's taking a ride. And you can just imagine, this is way more than the typical Scout camp experience. Because to have go-karts for rides and such, is an extra plus.
Can you imagine somebody's coming behind you and you pull a reverse?
Oh, they're all of these are live?
Yes.
Oh, so you can have a cool race. All right. So we're having a little competition. So one driver's gone. Why? Imagine the good behavior that's going to happen after they see all of this. There'll be a bunch of little angels, man. Enjoying yourself? Yes. Nice. Wait, hold on. Hold the brake, You have to secure. I'll hold the brake. Okay, go on. Press the brake. All right. Go on through. All right. So that's brake. Red is brake. White is gas. Did you have to have the seat belt over? That's is it not working?
Take pictures. Right. You should put on the you should get a helmet and put on the take a picture. Let me get
Okay. All right.
Get a helmet and
All right, so sorry, let me see. I can answer some questions now. You guys have questions. But yeah, this is part of the overall fun the kids will be able to have here. And I'd love to even extend the go-kart track to make it much more expansive and wider so that, you can have passing and whatnot. So again, the property has a lot of potential. This is clearly a diamond in the rough. So we have a nice mix of, jungle. We can clear some areas to be very, clean, modernized. And
both hands, sir, both hands.
Can't wait.
All right.
So how many of the cars are working out of all of them? Oh, all four. Oh, okay. All right. So, just gas. All right. Yeah.
Diesel?
A regular gas, man, right? Yeah.
2 cycle, right? 87.
Wow, look kind of smile. If the big man can smile like this, imagine the youths. Let me hold the gas down. There. Hold on. Okay, press it. All right, go on. Yeah. Sam, you're holding the brake. All right.
You can't get above not a girl thing.
Not a girl thing, right here.
Oh.
All right. That's it. All right. You get the dramatic angle. Mm. Long gone. Mm.
Record time. That's good. That's good. Hamilton time.
Come for us, your time.
All right.
Come on, Gar.
Your time. You want to join?
Oh, wait, man. No problem.
You just stuck, you can join out to the mind.
We can't sit down. That's what we can't sit down. Just.
All right. That's right, man. We're all committed here to the boys of Jamaica. So, you know, this is a fortuitous day that we get to. You good?
Green.
All right. You have your foot on the brake. Get your foot on the red.
Red,
All right.
red brake and green up there.
Yeah. So yeah, again, we're all here to help promote the program and to give the kids an opportunity to come and learn what we're calling, what Mr. Bromfield calls purposeful recreation, which is using the appeal of all the fun stuff that the kids can do to get them to, modify their behavior. Because if you don't behave, you don't get to spend extended time or even get the opportunity to, ride the rides. So. Yeah, ride the brake, man. Don't ride the brake.
You're there. I chuck a girl there.
Yeah. He's a man of caution.
The brake don't work.
It don't work.
What's that? The brake don't work.
Yes, don't get up, see Elvis comes, if it can't fit you.
I've been using hill.
Look at the color they choose for you.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Glasses.
All right, watch it. Yeah, give him the hat. The hat. Man, use the hat. Take the hat. All right, you ready to go again?
Number 26.
Yo. I agree with him first.
Brother, I'm saying, now go there, sir. I'm at the corner. I'm going to come on the brake. And the thing still don't move.
You enjoy it? You enjoy yourself, yeah? Slide.
Oh, slide it.
Yeah, we get a couple slides down.
Oh,
Why do you not drive fast enough to slide?
Slide.
Come on.
Let's say brother, my boys.
Sir, one more try, please.
Things are in the theory.
Seatbelt.
Elvis down my ears old. Go!
On.
Yeah, I gravity news.
All right. That's what I was saying. We're at the Jireh Eco Park, just past Stony Hill. And we're right now just having a little fun time. We've toured the property. And this is where, you know, we want to set up the permanent site for the Scouts of Jamaica. And for any kids, so if you have international cub troops or scout troops who want to come and have fun, you can do more than just the simple scouting activities. Obviously, there are multiple attractions here for kids and young men to enjoy. So, and with the idea of purposeful recreation, so it's more than just having fun, but you know, moderating behavior in order to gain access to those fun experiences. So here we are. Pass the pit, man. Am I going to ride? Should I ride? All right, yeah, I'll take a ride. All right, I'll let Mr. Bromfield hold the camera. All right.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
So it's
rolling? It's rolling now. It's
okay.
fine. So just go after that. Once he's done, then I'll go next.
Okay.
All right. So get rid of all the excess. So yeah, okay. Guys.
You can take him, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. So yeah, guys. I don't know if you can see me. Yeah, Again, this is all part and parcel of the project we want you guys to help us with. Camp Wakanda on the Jireh Eco Park property. And as you can see, I'm giving you the opportunity to see what's here. This is a diamond in the rough. But we're going to get the funding with international help, local help, to make sure that we have, you know, a full complement of activities and experiences for the kids. My biggest role is to make sure the fitness and the STEM components are part of the overall mix, because that's really my core competency right there. So let me see, I'm going to turn the camera here. Alright. You get that slide in.
Yo!
Alright.
Yeah, well,
so you got me, alright, so just point it on me.
Yes.
All
so man, drift wheels to it.
Check out the new style.
So he's going to go kart now.
Okay. All right. Bromfield.
It's coming around soon. Wow! 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 You must start it up.
I was run off our road. No, you know that traffic is still really down.
Yeah!
Go, 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 go,
Go, go, go, go, go, go, go! The news reporter, you're bad.
For another run on.
They're good. They can't use up. No, man.
Blacks, I can't park this now, you know. Thank you. I will follow the brother here with us. Yo, tell the man to work. Come my youth.
You're not going to get from here to the... Yeah, man. Nice little track, man. Alright. So there, ladies and gentlemen, everybody has had their fill of fun today.
Go-Karts, go to first.
So, I'm taking you for the ride. Let's set it in. You know, maybe best under my arm. Yeah. One hand steer. Alright. So you got the ride now. Give it the reverse angle. Is it on me good? On that.
Badman said that can't go back there. After that, they call it chopping over there. That can't go back. Sorry. Okay. I say, if your badman friend him take over Kentai after you do chopping, you can't go back there. No? Man, them take out all the pump out of the pump out.
But that went first.
Yeah. After we tell them to take out the pump down. God's right first. No, man. They won't trouble that.
You know, sir. You don't even know Kentai.
You don't know Kentai either? Yo, Kentai are nice, my youth. It is, you see the fact that there's some
2 acres?
Or 2 hours, yeah, something like that. But there's a close to civilization where you can get everything you need to get in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But so far for camping when nobody not trouble you. You're just over there. I'm not telling you, they have all a big old bathhouse over there, you have the stores, you have everything over there, Virgin.
Yeah. Any plans to take it back? I used to camp there back in the 80s.
I mean, nothing so.
Yeah, shit. Too much trouble nearby.
Mr. Gray decided that he want to show me. So we come up at the van and start walking down.
Yeah.
By the time we start walk, some man I walk down.
Okay then. So just hold a U-turn.
Alright, so come feel. Alright.
That's it. Trespassers on you, what? Well, as long as I don't stop, we're going now.
Alright, yeah, let's go through.
Tyrrell couldn't take out in the car with a 4-wheel drive. Tyrrell, you want me to take it out for you? Yeah, man, let's get one, boy. Look at us, we'll get a record.
When did you come here?
We came, wow,
6 months ago, 3 months ago?
about 5 months. 4 or 5 months.
Is that now?
February?
For March. March.
Forgot when.
March.
Wasn't terribly long, but a couple months well.
And you were able to walk through this?
More or less. It was bushy. Yeah. Huh. Well, that's the thing I've been telling Mr. Bromfield. Once we figure out the campsite, then we dig a part, put, clear it out, layer it with stone so it's permanently clear. You know, make it nice and wide. So you're in the bush, but you'd have to contend with the bush. Yeah.
Well, anyway, the whole idea inside here, doing it, you just in walking up to the exact spot. Up in here. You remember I told you that it's about the same distance from the road up the back. The hill is. Look how far the hill is.
Yeah. That's the thing, the eye fools you, that's right.
Eh?
It looks shorter when you're that side of the river till you get over and you get a a good gauge on the distance.
This is a nice site.
Yeah.
So, our borderline is here. These trees here are what they call plum dividing line. Plums, you see, plum trees can live for hundreds of years. Like these plum trees. This is cool plum, not yellow coat. Yellow coat. It goes straight up. So over that side is the next property. Over this side is our property.
Oh, so this is your property. That's the shooting range property.
That's the shooting range property. They come over here a little more than we do. So that's why. But they don't shoot over here. They shoot there, but they just come and. I don't know if you want to go for further walk because.
No, it's a little rough down here.
Sorry I didn't carry the machete because it's really like a slim thing and big reef, you know.
Yes, yeah.
If you would like to take a look, we can get a machete and come up. Because when we do our short hikes with schools, we hike through this, you know, just the same thing. What's shot?
It's called coal.
Yes, so it's looking if there's any left areas that we could.
That's live.
Yes. No, not live. No. It's a recording, just regular recording. Yeah, don't worry, I'll edit it out.
So Richard, he's saying that
Any fruit
This
trees
area
on this
or-
side?
here to up there.
Right through, anywhere. All of this, none of this is really being used. So anywhere in here you want, just clear it out. Like I said, lay the path and it's good to go. And so we'd have this, you'd have the hill going up. All of this is open. We just clear where you want. You see what I'm saying? So it's remote enough. Like I said, if I blindfolded somebody and dropped them, not here, but even we're not even nothing yet. If we were to go way back where Mr. Gray went, we went all beyond. We started climbing the hill as far as we could. We went to the source of the spring water. And that's one. I think there are two others further up. We cut back around, came through, went a whole range of places. I just thought, wow, if I was blindfolded and dropped it, I'd never know. I thought it was Africa. Untouched bush. So it's nice for that rural vibe.
And it's flat.
Real camping feel, But within range of the bathroom, within range
So
of...
the water will go that way.
Right, right.
You just need some brushing up.
Right.
They have nice plant like the banana plant there. Some over there that will have the beauty, these flowers that they chop with the shrubs from around it.
Right.
Nice campsite. Give me a Michigan feel.
Right.
Yeah. All we need now is some lightning and snakes and a few raccoons.
One is good still, One raccoon is good. Yo, just imagine.
You want to go through? All right, go on.
Just imagine you asleep, my youth, or something say, look up and you look and see a raccoon says.
How to clear it out.
Yo, you see the night when we get rid of our tent, and we sleep under the reef tent, the shade tent. Them man you snoring, brother, I'm here. Oh, my eye open me in the dark, and I say, yo, I'm all the time we're there for the 1 week. Why are the last night when we don't have no tent?
Somebody said no, say,
Yo, no sleep, we supposed to sleep. What am I do up and listen to? Yo, my youth. You see me hear the sound? Just drop a sleeping bag over me. Me say, is anything gonna happen? I Kyle first. I Kyle up on the edge. So me asleep and I listen.
Yeah.
But yo, and the raccoon never come in our campsite till the last day. So that me start thinking, but me I say, yo, raccoon, visit with today. You me hear that sound and we hear some monkey about the place. Yo, the man them go internet cafe and we come back, the man them say 4 little green eye in the dark and the man them lift clutching at that.
Sorry, Mr. Bromfield, you're saying to check out over there? Sorry, miss, you're talking earlier. I didn't catch what you're saying. Oh, okay.
it's clearer.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it looked like it's... I woke up to a raccoon under my bed, man, one time. You can't keep enough food in your tent, I made a mistake, slip up, and had some little food in my tent, man. I just hear shuffle under my peep under there. Wow. Big, fat, one-eyed, gimpy leg raccoon. Yeah. Yeah. And if it's a regular campsite, they know something's going to be on offer. So as soon as they hear the noising, they're going to be peeping out for opportunity. Wow.
So yo, the day when we had the jerk chicken, a piece of thunderstorm go on, you see?
Man,
I wash out the jerk TV. And Kyle can't cook it up.
Hey, Mr. Bromfield, you know, you could advertise this place as a movie location, you know. Really, it's wild enough, man, yeah. Matter of fact, you might get some free clearing just for that, because they have to clear the way for the equipment. You know, they pay you and do you a favor at the same time.
Alright, it's not better.
Huh.
Over there is clear. And maybe that's the get over there. So we're doing some serious go-kart.
just coating.
That would be started. Yes, sir? This stick. No, you. No, you. I didn't drop on it. Yeah, I didn't drop on it.
Oh.
I'm going to chop a reflex on the scene for the one. No, that's fine for me, right? That's all right. Going back on the starting on you? Huh? We're going to go?
Yeah, just try to watch them. Don't step on them, right? So don't use them.
Right, it's weak. Yeah, I realize, man.
What the
The wood, yes. Your foot gonna go right down in it. Oh, better. Oh, all right. Here we are. You need some help? All right. Good. All right. Yeah. Whew. In the clear.
This is going back to the river. I just want to see where this is.
Yes, Kevin, can I make use of the hammer?
Let's go that way on the tree and we can.
Go by the spring.
So we're going to come back this way.
Right.
Calm down, Lorenzo, calm down.
No man, sometimes you hear pipe. Man, whoever little money wants to spend money.
Bus gone.
It's sad for now, so you have the little money and you get it one squeeze of money of gone. The roads fly out of the weapon so quickly, it's never believe. Go over. Oh, my way.
Matter of fact, for the scouts identifying plants, little test. You have more than enough here, right? So let them do that.
Oh, God.
So I just want to point out how big it is that you can't tell once you're on the flip side of the river. It really goes on.
Hold on. Stick on our part?
You said what?
And then you can walk through between some trees and there's another intersect.
On the other, okay.
And if you walk to the south again, you get back down to the river.
Nice.
You told them St. Thomas Goat and they go down after them.
No, St. Thomas Goat, no, yeah.
Yeah, so St. Thomas Goat you want from Fina for it.
The camp, yours can be a split in a tree campsite.
No, but I wouldn't use that so. As you're living there, so.
The in here somewhere.
Yeah, you know what
And
we're
you
looking at that
would-
one point for the trees. Some tree houses,
Yeah.
mini tree houses. and there's a special way to design fuels. Once the tree is fairly strong, what you do, you put the base with pivots, so you get like some piece of wood this long, screw it into the one side, and the base of the house is screwed in a pivot, so when the tree moves like that, you know, mash up the house. So use the ideal place. We have some big ones.
Just want some camps, you know, when I start to bomb like kettles. Next goodbye.
I like that. I know God. Everybody like the site. As the only drawback for me now is sanitary convenience, toiletry, because we would not be. I'm thinking that we would not be using it only for the youngsters, but we have adult training too, and there's some part of the training that we need to be outdoor. And if it's easier to have the youngsters run across the river to whatever facilities on the other side. If you have the adults,
you won't have to have the facilities here. As I said before, the cabins that I have designed for here, what I've approved from NEPA is that there would be a holding tank, low water volume, 1.6 gallon water. So in 50 gallons, you can get all 30 flushes, and 30 flushes is a lot of flushes if you, and then the thing just come every 2 days. So sometimes all of us here may not even use 50 gallons for 2 or 3 days, because if you use toilets for 2 times 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, it's almost 3 days. It can last us 2 days plus. Right. So if you use that system, initially will be also good. So if you're getting some level of funding for that, fine, or they have the miniature sewage system, which is the same thing as I was telling you about. Just clear a little area. If they're mechanical ones that use with solar, and there are one that has no moving parts. There is also, as I said before, the dry sewage toilet, which is rated as one of the best ecological toilets.
so you're getting byproduct from it.
Yes, not just getting back, it's not using up water, which is a going away resource. So, just go with the simple ones. What it really is just something that's scrape away pieces and something like sawdust mixed with it, and it's hardly having the smell. And the sophisticated one use electric or battery or whatever.
Like that. I wonder if it's the same thing them using with the Michigan.
I think they use a microbe.
Is a microbe there?
Yeah. Some of that has a 7 days lifespan. 20 something.
That's a pit. Smell
Nothing.
Nothing. So if you're using, those are some of the infrastructure that we have.
Jump in the pool.
I was saying earlier with the pool, is there any regulation that would prevent you from putting an overflow onto the pool and have constant fresh water through the sump coming into the pool and running off? So you'd always have fresh water coming in from the river and...
No, there's laws for that.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, when we designed Waterland in...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
For real?
Huh?
No, because I know Waterland, that's why.
You know Waterland?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
And sorry, and your who looked at the whole thing now, how much or what's the budget it will take to clean this place up? Like maybe
Depends on what you mean by clean up.
like get it to a semi here, like the trees are right, so you get rid of these small yeah.
If you're just going to blade it up with a tractor, in 4 hours this clean up thoroughly, and we leave a little, try to leave a little bush so that it can go up as long as you want to keep it moving and stuff like that.
Yeah, but these trees won't get affected.
No,
No.
we're not even allowed to. Once a tree has, it's 20, I think it's 20 inches circumferences, you're not allowed to cut it down without NEPA's permission.
So and the look of it, how much do you think it will cost to get it clean?
Within by the looks, I mean, just push down all
Yeah,
these
just
things
get
and push them
just a
aside.
small, yeah.
A tractor for 4 hours, so it's about call it 25,000-30,000 dollars. Just cutting, or if you get workmen would take about 50,000. And if
So
you
it will take almost maybe 20 miles or less if
Chop
they're
it up.
using machine.
no, man. 3 or 4 men, they move fast. The main thing is to clear it up.
It's just to get the thing, because if scouters are coming here to camp, it is other that you clean your camp here first, so I get it cleared up. So the only thing is just to get rid of the heavy stuff.
Yes, the foliage, the ground
Right,
cover.
right.
There's a tractor supposed to come in here. If they come in, tractor can come over. And I say in half the all of it here, can just leave a little bit of this crop of grass. That kind of slide. Fully clear up.
And coming here to looking at the whole project, you're planning to put a Bailey bridge or it's just going to be like this? It's going to be like this?
No. We're putting one of 2 bridges. Either a rope bridge, or we're definitely putting some zip lines. Most likely. Because we're putting cabins over here also, so not just the scouting.
Take a
We
zip
have
line from up
crew
there,
and
man.
everything. Huh?
So now take a zip line real high and
Yes, man. Yeah,
get a long run go down.
We wouldn't use any of these
Yes.
things, but there's some big mango trees. Yeah? Every now and then you went shh. Somebody's sitting.
Yeah.
If the money had flown right, all of that would be in place.
Right.
But I like with here, so near to the city. And because you don't feel like you're wearing some kind
Yeah.
So, any other questions before? Sorry, but I would want to go over there, but the overgrowth.
I think I've seen enough, because for me and for God, I think we would be camping more under the canopy area
Yeah.
and having this area for activity.
Yeah. Yeah. As a matter of fact, you could easily put a number of tarps connected to the trees with a certain shape, and it could be assembled area. Because when ready can rain here, that's why the place looks like. Hey, this is a rainforest. If it didn't have a lot of rain, it wouldn't look like this.
Our scouts know to sleep in water.
Well, if you set up business right, you won't have no water.
It's just, these are just my ideas. Just my ideas.
Yeah, man.
So each time, if everything comes to what it's supposed to be, each time you come, this is my idea. Each time a scout come, you take a fruit tree. It don't have to be like Aki and all of that. You talk about like a small apple tree, so that apple tree don't grow big. You just a small apple tree, so when it grow at a certain height, it's there. So you just have it as a lining for each campsite. So if you're going to make a campsite, you use this fruit tree to be a
Delineate the camp.
As a
right
demarcation.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know what is going to be the long-term future,
Right.
because all of us have a certain amount of time in the lifetime and in the life. But over here is really a nice place also for residential living.
Right.
So, but it's not going to be for anywhere now. You understand? So maybe after my lifetime, but I would love to see, it's my dream, a better next generation. That's why the things that I have, I want to share, especially for boys. And when I hear about scouting, especially Cub Scouting, you will catch them from when they're younger. You can bend them a little better and so on and so forth. We have a program at our park we call Purposeful Recreational Purpose. We always show it by this, saying this. The merry-go-round can hold the most people. It can hold up to 50 kids. And when a school comes with like 50 to 100 kids, we tell them about the program, everything, and then we say, okay, it's time for merry-go-round. Everybody line up to go on the merry-go-round. But of course, everybody push one another and shout and fight. Not fight, but because we also say to them, if you push and you shove and stuff like that, the program will work against you, because the program is about quality behavior and public spiritedness when you're behaving in public. And so inevitably the kids will come and pushing one out to get in the merry-go-round. And so when they're doing that, they will pick out some of the kids that got pushed away. You got pushed away, you got pushed away. And we call them and say, okay then, all you guys are choo-choo train now, only takes 14 people. Take up the best 14 and take them to 2. And then, so them get a better ride. Those who fight for them
I'm push out.
and not even so much that. At the end of the ride, of the merry-go-round, the choo-choo train still running, so we give them a longer ride. How come my ride not long like that ride? And so on. But you fought for this other ride and you get it. Against you. And you know what happened after a little while? You find that the lines start to happen almost automatically. And then the last thing we have is a splash left, because everybody wants to go on the splash left. But we make it known that the people who behave themselves best change clothes and get ready to go on the splash. So that ends the morning session. When they have lunch and go on the evening session, guess what happens? Lines are automatically. You understand?
No, you're right.
So that's the process, modify behavior. So we just working on that. Schools love the idea. So when we tell the teachers how it works and so on, and so yeah, man, I want it to happen. That's the way it goes. So when, depending on when you guys want to do what you want to do.
Well, I know for one, not next week, but following weekend, Friday, Saturday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll have some scouts who would like to come and camp here.
Yeah, man.
You're not invited.
I'm me run.
So I have to come to you first.
Just tell you my district name Western Kingston and St. Andrew.
Oh, so you use up the and St. Andrew part.
What girl can tell you?
Stretch it.
Check in me, you know.
Very good. So how many scouts in Western Kingston and St. Andrew?
Unfortunately, about 6 scouts. Cubs, we have about 200 Cub scouts working on that program. But we'll find is a lot of the primary schools that are involved. Communities not really taking it on. Churches not. A lot of the churches starting their own type of uniform youth groups rather. So like the New Testament church have this new thing that they started. So we lost the New Testament churches. So most of the churches were working on it.
Let me tell you what I'd love to see, and this is where I am focusing, because you remember I take it as a spiritual approach. I would love over here to be called a boy's wonderland. Everything that can excite a little boy. So they would come, they would be able to go to the swimming pool. They would also be able to go on the river. We have boat, we have you saw the jet skis that were cut off the top and thing.
No, he didn't get to go.
Yeah, but some jet skis will cut off the top, it become a boat, you know. A boat can hold up to 4 people. I've seen them in the river down there too. So we do like a fixing up, and maybe some of the scouting activities, they teach them to help to set up those boats. We have a little electric motor, use a battery, or row, right? They can row on the thing there, so there's rowing. We have fishing, can catch it. So these are things that kids love, and all the best behaviors get a chance to even ride on the go-karts. But it has to be behavior oriented. Then Furthermore, we're putting in zip lines. Again, boys, you understand? And then, in addition to all that, we have the hikes. So you don't have to come off the property to hike. So when you get permission from parents and say you stay on the same hike type of thing like that. Then we have bumper cars. We have open up the bumper car aspect of things. Like. And then eventually we are going to have a number of indoor things. One of them want to fix, hopefully if I get some money to sort it out. You can't get me some money in New York, man.
Yes, I'm working on all of this.
I think in New York I need to get to Jamaica right away.
Okay.
But it will need several thousand US.
Okay.
You see the thing there in the front, the motion. I have one in New York now, but I can't afford it. The shipping alone to Jamaica is almost 4,000 US dollars.
Right.
Right? For us, 6,000 US dollars because it's more expensive. A container is 4,000, about 6,000 US to ship it. And what I have to get a ship for that price, I have to truck it down to Miami, Florida, because shipping is more expensive. Yeah.
Sure.
So there's for the best behaving kids, motion theater. I don't say we're going to motion theater, you know. Nice for that. And just the overall thing to say, you get the idea, say when you have this idea, why don't you do this to make the boys more excited? You know, after a little while, let me tell you my dream. People are begging, can I join the scout, please? Right. You know why?
Yeah, the opportunity. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. Under God, you can make this happen. Where the boys, when I'm hear about the boys Wonderland and put it on TV or so on and so on. FREE when you're a scout. One, you have to pay in order to come to that. If you don't have $5,000, you can't come. And you make it almost free. Them won't get as much as the $5,000, but you get a little chance to go on all the different things. Before you know it, people are crawling down on you. And then the churches that having them own scout now, when them come to us, we give them a good price, but they're not as
right,
you know. And so, when you do that now, you develop your program. If it's not good behavior, you don't get up on time, you don't this, that. Well, the set of rides will be limited. You might get a ride, but you're not going to get the amount.
Right.
You know,
the length or right, yeah.
Incentive part and so on and so forth. Before you know it, you have thousands of scouts wanting to join. Because if we had a thing, for example, and this is my dream, we could have every weekend up here 2 or 3 camps happening. Right? You'd have to have administrative people handling this, full-time people running it. And then let me tell you something, and you know it better than the problem. The money is out there to be had. Once we can fix it, especially the boys. You know, I just heard something coming over on BBC that saying that, you know, the whole world have been pushing for girls to get it. And they're saying, no, they're leaving the boys behind. You know what is happening?
Find that out a long time.
Yes. They can't find a good young man for the daughters to marry or to go to. And you know what is a further implication? When you check from the show, you can't find a decent young man to be the head of a family. So what happened to families? Right? So if we can develop the thought, pass it out to all these things, before you know it, any little thing, them say scout wants to say, who you want to take. You understand? But you or us, we have to develop it enough that it get the traction.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why I like what Rich is doing here, getting the information out. And the term boys Wonderland, and push it for having everything that a boy, anything that a boy would love to have.
Right.
You know, even now it's looking, even on some smaller version of the what do you call it, the one that you put on your face,
VR. 3D VR.
Yeah. So we could get a number of those. So if we can't get down to the thing there, we can have it for best behaviors club, you know. We can make such a big difference in the next generation. Just as we are standing on others who are in it. to make a better young man that it would spin most of the politicians here. So
What would be, alright, if you would have a list of things and you prioritize them, what would be top priority right now for this place? What
right here
Yeah.
or for this?
well, not right here, but I'm thinking scouting too. So
Okay.
if this is the scout section.
Mhm.
But overall,
Mhm.
what would be that one thing? Let us say we're going to the proposal, Richard. What part of your plan would be number one or two?
My main thing is to have what we have in hand now and some people to help them to run it, to help us to run it, to fund it. I have a project in IDB, and somebody said may come through because IDB is not an ordinary bank. They give money. They give more than lend. If I can develop something, and with all help from everybody, where we could get a major group to help with that. And look at what we have now. We have the big pool. I have another smaller pool building. We call that pool a knee pool. In other words, if a teacher comes and two boys misbehaving themselves, they just walk in the pool and pass. You understand? So it's no deeper them have on a dress and come so. And them have on a pants them can come so. And go in the pool and come. And that pool is 80 feet long and 40 feet wide. So a big pool right beside the splash pool. I'd extend the splash pool and make it bigger and start extending the school. If we could get the program to permeate Kingston with this thing I have, which we call purposeful behavior, it will start to become an institution. Guess what will start to happen? The waterlands of this world start to put in that. And so it's not just us now, but guess what would have happened? We would have become the leaders in making a better next generation. And then, so when they come here, they will say, boy, listen, man, I'd like my children to come, So that is one. People to do it. And just enough funding to do what we're doing here now, because the rest of the funding will come once it is out there. Yes, that is happening.
And just to let you know, Charles, I have a lot of people asking to volunteer internationally and locally.
Good.
I've been stepping up, yeah?
Yeah, man. We need the people to make sure that the program works and make sure that also the people who volunteer are well trained, well able, and so on. We have a good start. We have a nice little piece of land. We have the ideas and the things. I have so many. Even have small There's a bigger go-karts, and I don't know if my man going because I want to give you guys a ride on the go-kart. We have some go-karts only just big enough for 7, 8, 9-year-old kids. Because the 7 and 8-year-old kids foot can't go shoot that. And that alone is an indoor go-kart, so it's inside of the vehicle. That you can use it. And then if we can start now having night recreation, and so when you come from work, your kids want to go to work, but again, you have to follow the behavior thing. And you can set your kids, Jireh Park, called Jireh Park. It's a place that quality behavior, quality attitudes is what is pushed. So if you come home and you misbehave yourself,
I was just thinking that that'd be a great control for mothers to say, oh, man, do the thing then.
Yes.
You have to follow the rules.
If it starts to become a culture.
Yeah.
It's a bad culture. Why are we in this bad position?
Right.
It would start to change. People start forming nice manners and attitudes and stuff. Okay. So my dream is to have go to people and start with what we have, and the rest will come. So that's my dream.
Personally, as somebody who fires weapons too, I'm concerned about the range and habitation on your property. what mechanism or what infrastructure they have over there to prevent somebody who makes an error whilst on the range in direction to prevent that round from entering anywhere on your property that we would or anybody would be.
On a range, you see, there's a thing called a berm.
I know the berm, but then the problem with the berm is the berm tends to be straight ahead. So that when you fire that round, projectile goes into the berm and stays. But you can have somebody through error swinging left or swinging right.
No, the berm goes right around.
They have it right around.
It goes like a U. Okay. I'm glad you mentioned that. Personally, one of my prayers that these guys will go away. And let me tell you something. I want you guys pay a little attention.
Camera off. Alright, everybody. Here we go, ready? Alright, so just taking photo. Alright, good. No.
Yes. If you have a good day of rain now, all the years will do.
Pull out. Yeah.
Let me tell you, if we work together, you can help us to pull in the funding for what I'd love to see is for scouting and for money. We've got a big organization, like Race Canada, so we have focus on this, especially for the boys. You know the situation, what to talk about already. We'd like you to sponsor 100 boys. And when they sponsor, we can get back our money to look after our go-karts and clean up and so on and so forth. You can get whatever is needed from scouting because it will be coming to you, but you'll be able to cover us for these without taking money out of the scouting park. So it will be taken from sponsorship directly from the people who can afford to sponsor. It's in their strong interest because it provides better quality people for buying their products. It reduces the possibility for men take out a gun and shoot them and their employees and so on and so forth. And if we can market that, which is in the future of our boys, to make better boys, even make better minibus drivers. You ever see the haggling and hassling and so on and so forth. As a matter of fact, you see the go-kart program here now? It has a tremendous potential in terms of driving and driving with care. And they can see it, they're young and so on and so forth. We have enough rails, I don't know if you see rails enough. Straight through the track.
Oh, I see it, in the black. Yeah.
So if you ride around all the circuits, if anybody slip up, you just run the rail and you just steer out back and so on. Of course, if you run hard enough, you can climb the rail. But you'll be able to do the things that can make a difference with boys. And that's my dream. And if we can achieve that, it will live beyond our lifetime. So let's see how your campsite will work out.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
You're quite welcome. We look forward to and thanks for keeping the river in good shape while we're over there. The biggest problem is to keep all these places. Oh, by the way, you know what we have over on that side now?
Where?
We have, which I don't think you guys will be involved in it, but maybe for the next group, if they come at the right time, we have quad and trail bike track over there, right across it.
The bike there?
Yeah, 4 on the 2 wheels, yeah.
The bike is working?
Huh?
It's working?
No, they bring their own bike. The scouters wouldn't be able to.
The trail is there.
These are people who are trail bikers, so they will be able to come and watch it as a part of the excitement.
Over there,
yes.
Pass and hear them over there.
Sun, mold, and
so all we need is some cleaning up and fixing up.
Right, manpower and money. Definitely.
Manpower and money.
Yep.
We have to do some work on this. I was working on the water slide.
Yeah.
Because I just catched it together there, no. So we have to get the welding finished, we have to get the covering
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And hopefully.
So, bathroom facilities, where are the bathroom facilities right now?
We have. Kiddies, when you say kids
When persons come here for...
oh, we have bathroom facilities in that building. But easily, if we got even 6 toilets, we can easily put on the doors and bathroom facilities will be here ready to go.
Right.
Because it was set up and everything already, it's just that they were stolen out. So in the next couple of weeks we can probably put some of them inside there. Bathroom and lockers. Well, you was camping over there. So we'd have to do. I have some thing that I don't know if I had enough. What they call it here, porta potties. Well, what you guys can do if you're having a facility, you can probably just get, how many kids you have? Yeah, we're going to have? 20?
20.
Yeah, 1 porta potty. You could physically take it over there.
Oh, well, for that period, what is not going all the way over there. For that.
But you have to come way over here too.
Yeah, correct.
Somebody eat something up.
Yeah.
From that camp to
That camp to be on one side.
And, over here.
Right.
Okay.
Later on, we start.
When we start going over there, we start cleaning up and all of that. That side.
Okay. You mean like inside they would have to do a little bit of painting and touching up inside. You do what you have to do. No problem. What you have to do is keep close touch to say what and what you can do and what we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to work on the document for that because
clean up right here.
the financial stuff I want to. We'll get together later and start piecing it out. So I know, what I can start asking for, get things going on that front. Yeah. Because I realize, we may have to phase it in. Phase 1,
It's a nice
phase
thing
2.
that some of the guys like if they're academic. All we have to do is cut the grass, it look nice.
Yeah.
Miniature golf.
A district point of view and say, listen, what is it? Can we work with it? And basically we develop a long-term relationship. Because at the end of the day, what we really want is to have a facility which is here and can be developed out. And I think once we have that, we'll have buying which we can even help with. Because we're not far from Kingston. That is it. It has the value here, Mr. Gray.
Yes.
It can work. But what I don't want to go into a relationship and tomorrow somebody come and say,
No, you have to leave.
and get me too excited. No, I want to say, listen, we have
One
that.
thing with that, life is so funny because although I can set whatever terms or whatever it is in it, all I can do is lock it in the best side.
No, we're not. No, man, and I'm saying to you that you
Hey guys, how are you? Okay. I'm on the property right now, the Jireh Eco Camp, as you can see here. And we're having the meeting with the Scout Association leadership to determine the arrangement and the connections to this property that are going to be, what drives the association with the property going forward. So welcome to you guys, the newcomers. As you can see, the principal leaders are back here, and we're all talking about this. We're going to take a quick tour right now with Mr. Gray, who's the district commissioner for St. Andrew for the Scouts. So that's why I'm in uniform here, but I'm in my U.S. uniform, of course, because I am representing the U.S. side interest in pushing to have this site developed so that we can do all of the various activities here in Jamaica as opposed to doing them in the States. That's right, Wakanda forever. So I'm hoping to name the campsite Camp Wakanda here. So we seem to have come to an agreement and arrangement here today. And discussions are going through. So I'll let you guys listen to a little of this.
that is it. We need to have somewhere where we can really develop and push and say, listen, this is it. And scouting can only grow. Mr. Gray has gone outside of the district because he's looking even national. I was even being selfish and look local, but he's looking for my district. But he's even looking at the national picture and say basically he's identifying a location which can serve Jamaica. That's right. Cool.
Right.
And basically, so the picture even moving away from town, you know, in gone Mandeville, Manchester, whatever the case is, and Mobile. So the point is that is where it's very important now for us to have this discussion, understand the constraint, understand the parameters which we're going to work with, and we can move forward. And we want to move forward in a very serious and respectable manner and have that up there. Yeah. So, do your tour. I'm going to ask Mr. Bromfield to get one piece of paper and talk to her, whatever, and jot down what him want, what him thinking about. So when we have that little discussion, he can say to us, this is what I'm thinking of. I don't want this, I want this. I would prefer not to have this, whatever the case is. Then we can look on it and say how we can formulate and have a relationship. Yeah. But at least he has to set his terms and stuff. And if he might come and set his terms and say, no boy must be charged for $1 to come here. Because that can be in terms. You know what I mean? I put his words in his mouth. You get what I'm saying? But he can say that. You know what I mean? It's like even the savannah in Trinidad, the land is set up there and they say no permanent building. The land is for the people. This big open space, and you come and enjoy because you make it for the people. You know, so it can be that sort of relationship. As you say, as long as you have control or the family have control, you will ask for it to be available, accessible to scouting in Jamaica, which will be managed by whatever, a trustee or whatever the case is. So you can even put in that sort of thing so that person, your interest is always protected and controlled, you know, and you have there. But I want to upfront thank you, sir. Name is Dwight Wickett. These two gentlemen will walk and get some of the ticks. I don't want no ticks today. I'll take back this lovely lady. And what we'll do now is we can have a discussion afterwards and see exactly how we can shape this. Because we're actually having a national camp next year. Which is what we have it for Ocho in Caribbean. But I'm not saying to you, if we were 2 years earlier, right, this will be the site.
Oh really?
Yeah, because the point is they start to sell already to overseas persons or whatever the case and so.
They would have been selling
good. No, but and also, you know, but we can even squeeze in, to be honest with you, you know, a 1 day here.
I was thinking about that, you know.
Good. So boys come to visit Kingston. Camp here,
right?
Go town, go get some ice cream, go Port Royal, come back here, sleep here, and then go back to there.
Down.
You don't have to come sleep in an hotel, you come back here. At least you get a different campsite, a different view, a different whatever the case and stuff. So
and the cross-country drive is nice, so they get to see the expanse of Jamaica to some
level. That is where we want to go. We need to have local camp for the district. That's one, and we need to have national for camps and stuff. But the river is important. The vast land, accessibility, parking, security, those are issues which would drive the location here. I think in terms of access, we can't complain.
Don't even need to go and look at the other side.
I am going
to. No, I'm saying access, we don't have to complain. As I said to you, the school is next door. So the point is, we have that there in terms of additional parking or what's the parking here, which would be arranged. Running water is already here. You just need to clear up that, so that's okay. Electricity is here. The river is there, so you have that, and then he has even the access to Wild West and stuff. And then you have a bit of history here in terms of your great house. So
and the aqueduct,
we have a big pool which we built up there, almost 200 feet long. We call it a recreational river.
Okay.
And we have a lake which we partially built out there. 8 acres lake with an
island of Jamaica in the middle of it. Yes.
It's just the main thing right now.
How long you moved out here?
Well, I've been working on this for 3 years now. If the country was a little bit more investor friendly, all of this would have been finished.
One of the
I had $1 million loan sitting down waiting, and then the government said, no, we're only lending money to what they call it now, when you're keying data and stuff like that.
No, but here, and that is why I'm saying
I said to hell with them, I'm going to use my little money out of my
and that's why I'm saying to you, that is why his terms and conditions are important, so that if we are going to attract capital or resources, whether long-term, short-term, or whatever the case is, it's understood. You know, say, listen, this is the way in which I want to move forward. Now, if the point is that you don't want outside $1 million help, because you really want it to remain with you, or is it that you have something which you want to put on the stock market and you basically have it shares and whatever the case is. But you got to understand, where are we going, how do we see, because once we start to expose here, you know,
Yeah.
we have to know where we're going, you know, because the point is we're not going to take it small, because we're going to the Custos, we are going to go to the GG and say we find something.
Custos don't mean two words.
No, but
all the political people.
No, man, this is not political. This is not political. This is not political. This is not political. This is not no. This is not no. This is not.
Tell you about the.
No, but I'm
I
saying
get
to you.
duty-free status.
Oh.
And they make this container stay so long on the wharf that the demurrage was more than the duty.
Oh man.
Let me tell you something.
All right.
I have 16 go-karts there. I have 20 bumper cars. I have 16 electric modified jet ski to run on the lake. And listen, I don't even want to talk.
Don't talk about
All right, let me leave that out then. All right. But the point I'm saying
Nice
to
meeting you, though.
the point I'm saying to you though, sorry to touch that bad con. The point I'm saying is that once even the parents and the other person, the other stakeholders, so really what the political once we get persons excited and stuff, the question is going to be asked, and we have to know exactly how we move forward with the relationship and what are the parameters and stuff. But it is, the point is we have good interests. We want to be thinking along that line, and it's not a short-term relationship we're looking at. So we want to thank Mr. Bromfield again for having entertained a discussion and see if we can really move it to another level. All right. Yeah, Mr.
Denison.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Respect.
man. Yeah, man.
Mr. Greer, make sure you hold on for a minute. All right.
Well, I really want to see scouting. I have a program that I'd love to see here, but immediately beside this is what I consider a good bad place.
The
gun range.
Shooting range.
Shooting range.
Shooting range?
Yes.
Is where people practice to kill our young people. Kill our young people. We're practicing to save their lives.
That's right. So it's good and bad, eh?
They
It
need
can be balanced.
they need to get less, and we need to get more.
Yes.
Furthermore, over there, they're shooting the shots. The lead is in the shots, and the lead is getting without. So something that you guys, if you guys are interested, you need
Can
to
test the water quality.
It's hard to test, but if you know how, and you know how lead moves in water, right? It's not supposed to happen. They draw water for the use of Kingston from further away. I've been fighting with people with cows, just speaking about ticks, right? There are some butchers that do butchery, and they buy cows all over Jamaica. When they buy them, they let them go on here because their farm eat off up to a while.
Bring them over here
Yeah. So they let them go in the nights.
and come for them early morning.
I barb wire up my place.
And they pull the wire.
They tear down the barbed wire and they let in the cows. I buy electric fences and disconnect the section on somebody. Right? And
So you probably need to get the people from over the range.
To go shoot the cow.
You need to probably get the people from over the range to come keep the other way for you and pie them.
Not as simple.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So, and I'll send Mr. Gray the video, and then you can get it.
Send it to Dwight.
Okay. What's your? All right. Okay. Just say email addresses. Here.
Send it to Dwight.
By the way, if you look on Google
Broadcast. All right. Let me put my number in your phone. So if you call me, then I'll get the information from you. I'm broadcasting as we speak. So.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you have me. Oh wow. Okay.
don't broadcast this thing, the gun people in there.
Oh no, I know. Yeah.
The number you want?
Not so nice.
Where is what's Denison? Is it
Richard.
RICHAR?
And it's DENNISON.
DENNISON.
Yeah.
And it's what you want to give me? Number?
Yes, the number is 790
790
8146.
8146.
And the email is easy. RL Dennison.
Yeah.
At AOL.com.
At AOL.com.
All right.
Let me just call you now just to make sure that it's working. Yeah. It's